Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction specialist. And remember my word of caution, this is not my day job. It's my job to help promote people and other businesses. On social media, when I say it's my job, it's my personal preference to do this. And today I have with me an actress. I'm so excited. I have Paulette Mihale with me, who's in Los Angeles, as I am in Florida, and she's a working actress. Good morning, Paulette.
Good morning, William.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you, and thank you very much for getting up really early in the morning to look as fabulous as you do. So I appreciate that, because I know there's a big time difference between us and the West Coast. So let me tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into some questions where you can tell us a lot more of where you're coming from. So Paulette Mihale is a working professional actress, and she's presently working in TV commercials and TV shows, and hopefully anybody sees this, she's going to be working in movies as well. So Paulette, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you get into the industry of being an actress.
Definitely. Well, I'm from New York. We're a proud family of Greek New Yorkers, and my parents took us to the theater when we were quite young. So when I was 5, I saw The Phantom of the Opera. Wasn't my first play. My first play was Cats, but that was the one that instilled this passion in me. And ever since then, that is the only thing I've ever wanted to do with my life. So I knew quite young that this was my path.
So tell me what it takes to be a working actress, because obviously you're now in Los Angeles, and obviously that's one of the hubs of if you want to be an actress or an actor, go there and live amongst them. So tell me what it takes to be a working actress living in Los Angeles and where you are right now.
Definitely. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of talent, and a lot of luck. It's really making sure that you have a foundation as far as your craft, and then working on the business side. Unfortunately, a lot of creative people, we're super creative and we love what we do, but a lot of us don't have the business savvy to actually make a career out of it. So getting into a really good program that teaches you what your brand is and how to do headshots and how to build relationships with people. It's really a relationship business, because people are putting a lot of trust into you that you're going to deliver the product that they want. And so making sure that you have those really good connections with people is what it's all about. So anyone that wants to get into it, get some training, keep training, find a really good program. I can let anyone know the programs I do that I like. So.
Fantastic. So anybody watching this and you're thinking of being an actor or an actress, you can see, like, I interview businesses, and Paulette is very much our own business. And as you can see, it takes work, it takes talent, it takes effort. It takes all the same things of running a business, because it is a business. It's your livelihood. I absolutely get it. Fantastic. So if I was, say, a movie producer or a TV, a commercial producer, and I was looking to hire an actress, why would we hire you?
Definitely my shining personality.
Oh yeah, you've got that.
The things that set me apart, my work ethic. Obviously, I've been doing this since I was 5, so it's something I take quite seriously. And coming from a conservatory background, training in New York, there's just a level of professionalism that I think it instilled in me. So always being prepared, always being early to set. Making sure that I'm doing a collaborative work with the director, with the producers, so their vision is the one that's being seen, I think is really important. And my niche is women experiencing a heartbreaking loss of love. So that's where I really shine. I know it's kind of a downer, but that's where I shine. So.
Okay, well, I guess any producers watching this show, you can see where Paulette shines. Please take note of that. So, I mean, we couldn't interview somebody who's a working actress, especially living out of Los Angeles and California. So how has COVID, we couldn't talk about it without talking about COVID. How has COVID affected you personally, but because of the effects it's had on the industry?
Yeah, it's so interesting how things have shifted. So I used to go in person to auditions. I would spend so much time commuting, waiting in a waiting room. That's pretty much gone, at least for the time being. Everything is self-tapes or virtually on Zoom or another virtual platform. So I've really had to shift how I connect with people, because you're not in the room. You don't get to talk to people. They don't get to give you feedback. So that's really shifted. So the way in which I work and create work has really shifted. the whole industry, I mean, it's not what it once was. And so I think a lot of us are figuring out how it's going to work moving forward. And I will say the sets that I've been on, they have all been quite amazing. Very, very, very on top of COVID safety protocols, checking temperature, getting tested multiple times, wearing masks. I mean, you wear your mask right up until they're about to turn the camera on, and then you take it off, and hopefully it didn't mess up your makeup. And then as soon as it's done, you put it back on, you have face shields. So everyone has been taking it very seriously, which is really nice to see.
Wow, it's kind of amazing to hear that, because you don't think of it like you're watching TV shows and movies and commercials. You don't really think of that as a layperson who's receiving these services with all the work that goes in the background. And it's amazing how much your life has changed. Like, I mean, I guess like everybody else, everybody's gone to Zoom and all sorts of programs in this space. So yeah, I had no idea that there was so much in the background. So thanks for sharing that part with me. And anybody watching this video, please look under Paulette's portion of the video and you see her details. Please reach out to her. If you are a movie producer, somebody who wants to invest in a wonderful actress, I've got one right here and I'm so excited. I have a fantastic actress on my show. So I feel honored. So as a final thought, Paulette, so where do you see the future? Having talked about where you come from, the COVID and everything that's changed the world to a degree, where do you see your future in the industry of making TV shows, commercials, and movies moving forward?
For myself personally, I see it just expanding and growing. This has been a really great year for me personally. So I just see it getting bigger and better. I do think things are shifting in the industry. Movies are not being made the way that they were. Unfortunately, so many movie theaters have shut down. The ones that are open, it's still limited seating. So I think everyone has just shifted to streaming. There's so many new streaming platforms. I think that's the way it's going to be for quite a while until things get back to some level of normalcy, because you're not getting those big box office weekends that you got with movies, just a year and a half ago. Everyone is watching from home, which is lovely. I do it too. So I think that's sort of the shift. So obviously for myself, I see myself working on streaming platforms for the near future until things really can get back to normal. And then movies, it's obviously my focus. So yeah,
obviously you want to become the famous movie star, and I'm sure you will, because I've seen your work and I know you're fantastic. I have another thought. I know that I said that was my final thought. I have another thought that, do you see drive-in movies making a bigger splash or coming back again because of COVID? Because of that, you're in your car, you don't have to actually interact with anybody. Do you see that coming back?
Yeah, I mean, they have, well, at least here, they have a lot of drive-in movie theaters opened, and that was sort of how people were able to see any movies. I like drive-ins. I think it's a fun experience. I don't think it's going to replace going to the theater in the same way, because, not everyone wants to be sitting in a car. People like the communal effect of around
the popcorn, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, you can still get snacks and stuff at drive-ins, but it's a different experience. Some people maybe don't like their cars that much. They don't want to be in there for like 2 hours. So I think it was really nice. And even outdoor movie theaters where you can like put blankets down on the grass. There's been a lot more of that, which is lovely. But I don't think it's going to replace the actual movie theater, because it's just such a different experience. Mm-hmm. But until we're able to get that up and running, it's a nice way for people to see movies and still be safe.
Yes, it's nice to have, and it's nice to know that it's not going to die a death, because it looked like it almost had. But I personally think you're going to see more of them. They're always going to be there in the kind of background. Because I went to one at Christmas and it was a pop-up. It was there for Christmas. And we saw the movie, and then the parking lot where it was is now a parking lot again. So there's still a place for the drive-in movies, but not in the long run that we know the movie theatre experience to be. So Paulette, thank you very much for coming on the show. And anybody watching this, please reach out to Paulette. Her details below. If you're a TV commercial, a TV show, or a movie producer, please contact Paulette at her details below. And anybody watching this, please like, share, and send it all over the world. So Paulette, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.